Welcome to Nerd on Nerd with me, Ellie Kempster.
And me, Liam Underwood. In this episode, we're going to be talking about... I've forgotten the name.
Spider-Man.
Is it just Spider-Man or is it like Marvel's Spider-Man?
I don't know. The Spider-Man game. You've all seen it. You've all heard about it.
It's on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone has seen it. People don't really pay attention to video game stuff if they're not gamers.
I think it's surprising. I've seen a lot of people who have bought PS4s as the first console they've ever bought to play this game.
Amanda, have you heard of the Spider-Man game? Let us know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be talking all about that. We'll give you the highs, lows. We've both played it. We've both completed it. We've completed it in different ways, but we've both completed it.
Yeah. We've completed it in the ways we agreed upon, and obviously you've gone beyond that, understandably. I'm not annoyed. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But don't try and downplay what I've done. I also completed the game.
Well, you completed part of the game.
I completed most of the... Whatever, we'll get to it.
First, it's time for catching up with Ellie and Liam. I don't know, there's not really a good reason why. We just haven't recorded for about a month. This episode is super duper late.
This is very late. We've sort of... it's all just gone to tits.
Yeah, we're back now. We've got some great stuff planned for you for the rest of the year.
Listeners, you can't see the little shrug and face that Liam pulled there, but it was not convincing.
We've got great stuff planned for you for the rest of the year. We've got loads of themed episodes coming up. That's going to be exciting, probably.
Liam loves themes.
I love a theme. Our next episode is going to be a Halloween special. We've got the Nerd on Nerd anniversary special coming up. Ellie's going to surprise us with some amazing culture swap thing for that.
Yep, my turn to do an idea.
I've got my birthday special coming up. I've been really racking my brains for what I could do for it, and I don't have a clue. I'm going to be honest.
Let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to pick something really mean. Then in the episode, you'll be like, "This is revenge for all the horrible things you make me do."
No, but you haven't made me do anything horrible.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why. I'm struggling to think of something because we did High School Musical 2 last year, I believe, for my birthday special.
Yes, probably.
I don't want to do High School Musical 3 just yet. I want to give you a little break.
No, I think that would be a cop out if you were to just do High School Musical.
Exactly. So I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I'm at a.
Well, you got time, mate.
Yeah. Then we've got Christmas.
Yep, I love Christmas.
Then we've got the New Year roundup, and then starting off in the new year, we're going to actually get back on top of this podcast.
We'll technically be on top of it for the rest of this year.
Yeah, but I mean, having guests come on because.
Oh yeah. Well, we got some stuff in the pipeline that's like ideas. Ideas are floating, Liam. It's all good.
Yeah. But my favourite episodes are the ones where we have guests on.
Yeah. The ones where you don't have to talk to me, I know.
But no, it's not only that, but it's also, I think... I'm just going to toot our own horn a little bit here.
Okay.
I think one of the strengths of our podcast is how nicely tailored it is to guests. The catching up with is a great opportunity to get to know, a new guest or a returning guest. The culture swap is another great way to get to kind of experience what gets their juices flowing. The only bit that really the guest can't join in is housekeeping.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the show's pretty nicely structured for them, I think.
Alright, stop blowing your own dick.
It's big enough. So, it's time to catch up. What have you been up to?
With a month of content.
I'm going to cheat.
Yeah, I mean, mine's just going to be a normal catching up with not a whole lot of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Just one big thing, and that's it.
I've had something I've been waiting to talk about for a month. And I've done other stuff this weekend, but I'll talk about that next time.
Okay.
So, who wants to go first?
Shall I go first? I'll get mine out of the way, then you can...
No, yours is recent, though. Let me get mine out of the way, because that happened ages ago.
Okay, I don't mind, Liam. Fine.
No, I've thought
why
it
did you
through.
even bother? You're right. Liam, what have you been up to?
Right, a month ago, with work, I had to go to what is called a communication and culture workshop.
Yeah. You have told me that this happened.
Yeah. So, I don't know how much I told you of what happened.
To be fair, I don't think a whole lot. I think we had a small chat about it when it was happening.
Yeah, possibly. So, you might be wondering, hey, what is a communication and culture workshop?
Oh, I'm assuming it's they pick the most problematic members of staff and just sort of send them away to learn.
No. We have, in our team now, 340 people.
Okay, that's quite a lot.
They're putting every single person through this workshop in the team.
Yep.
At a cost of about $500,000.
Total or each?
Total.
Okay.
Which, to me, is a ludicrous amount of money to waste on this.
Yeah.
Because now that I've been through the communication and culture workshop, I can confirm it is a waste.
Okay.
So, the first task of the day, you get there, it starts at it was 8:30 in the morning or some bullshit.
Yeah, that's early.
I hated it. Because it also wasn't in the office, it was in a hotel away from the office, because part of it is they want you to switch off from actual work stuff and just spend time with your work colleagues.
Wonderful.
But it's not just the colleagues you work with, it's because we're all these different groups that have been merged together, it's a selection of people from each group.
Okay.
And we had some people from Asia that were flown over as well.
Wow. Yeah.
Just to spice things up, I guess. One of the guys, bless him, could hardly speak English, so anytime you want to communicate with him, you'd have to talk into his phone, which would translate to him, and then he'd talk into his phone, which would translate to you.
Fair enough.
But communication and culture.
Yep, good workshop.
So the first task, what do you think this workshop is going to be? You have to write on a post-it note.
Oh, this is a question that they asked you.
Yeah, you have to write on a post-it note and stick it on a wall. So I'm going to ask you, because honestly, that's all the information we got. This is a communication and culture workshop. Don't bring your work laptop. Be here at 8:30. That's everything. So
how long did this thing last?
2 days.
Was it multiple? 2 days.
2 days.
So my guess would be it's icebreaker games for 2 days.
Okay. I wrote to communicate more effectively with people from different backgrounds.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, right. I don't think that's right. But...
Oh, it wasn't.
No,
it was not right.
No. Did you have to put your name on it or anything?
No.
Did people? Okay, so people didn't go, oh Jesus.
Yeah. So the next task, right?
Yeah.
So everyone sat around a table with people that they generally knew. They were like, okay, we're going to put you out of your comfort zone. Go and sit somewhere with people that you majority don't know. Now, I've been working at this place for 5.5 years now.
And I assume you're like me and don't know many people at all.
No, I actually know probably 3/4 of the people in the room.
Oh, look at you!
But
little office.
I also was like, look, I know this is kind of one of the things where you have to because all of the managers were there as well, and most of the managers are going to each one of these workshops.
Got you.
So I was like, I'm just going to rip the plaster / Band-Aid, Amanda. Rip that off nice and fast.
Yep.
I went straight to the manager's table, which they were all sat at. I was just like, I'm just going to get this over with. Sat down with all the managers and the Asian guy that couldn't speak any English, which I didn't know at the time.
Perfect. I love it.
So one of the managers is the guy that I was working with for about 3 months. I was like, I hate everything that you're doing, and completely changed my job to get away from him.
Yep.
There's another manager that I half work with at the moment. Their manager was there, so we're talking essentially 3 levels up the chain from who I report to now.
Yep.
A random guy who I didn't know, and the Asian guy.
I love it. It's a bold move. I wonder if everyone in the room was just looking at you like, holy shit, what is he doing?
That's what I was thinking. If I was having an out of body experience, I was like, the balls on this guy.
Yeah.
The first sort of task once you'd moved, you had to buddy up with someone on the table.
Please say you picked the guy that couldn't speak English.
I did. And you had to draw a portrait of him.
Okay.
Now, I didn't realise how long it would take. What I'm going to do is, just for you to see, you'll want to edit this, but I'm going to do now the portrait that I drew for him, because I can remember it.
Okay, so you did something really simple.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly. He had glasses on, so I put the glasses on. I gave him a little ear there, some hair.
This is going to look like a small child's drawing.
Right, I'm now gonna. Right, so that's about as long as it took me to draw this picture. I'm just gonna show you how it looked.
Yep, fair enough.
That was it.
What's going on with the bottom of his face there, where his chin should be?
Yeah, I just didn't really join it up very well. I think I did do a better job on the day, but marginally. I gave him a little teeny.
I like that you fixed it for me. Yeah, thank you, Liam. That's much better.
So honestly, it took me all about 20 seconds because I didn't realise the task. I didn't realise you had to spend time. So then I'm just sat there awkwardly while this guy stares at me, drawing me.
Yeah, and you look like an arsehole because you've just drawn this pathetic.
Oh, it was so pathetic.
Drawing.
It was so pathetic. I can't.
You know those little. You know when you get those primary school tea towels where all the kids have drawn all their classmates?
Yeah.
That's what yours looks like. But worse, because they have bodies usually.
It honestly took me all of 30 seconds. I didn't realise this task was meant to take 5 minutes. So I had to sit there for 4.5 minutes while he just stared and jawed. I've sent you a picture. Don't read the text if you can, but you can see the drawing that he did of me. He nailed the lips. I will put this on our Twitter account.
Okay, just opening it up. Right, don't read the text. I'll just look at the picture. He has done those lips are
accurate.
That's actually like it's pretty simple still. I'm not going to give him. It's not crazy good.
No,
but it's pretty accurate.
Considering that took him all of 5 minutes, I was like, "Come on, mate."
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I think that's a good job. He did a good job.
He made me look almost like a superhero. Like the chin is very strong.
Yes.
And the jawline. But anyway, I just thought this was like an icebreaker, get to know the other person. I thought we'd essentially have to do this with. I imagined we'd be going around the room and having to do this with everyone. So I was like, I won't take long. It doesn't matter. I can't
everyone?
really draw.
You thought they were gonna? You thought you were
not
gonna
like every single person, but
pictures.
I thought you'd have to do it like a few times.
Right.
There were about 35 to 40 people there.
Oh, okay. It wasn't right.
Yeah. Because they're doing it in different locations, so it's not like all 330 in one.
Yeah, got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that once you've drawn the picture, you then had to just like ask them their name.
Yep.
That was a challenge.
You're having to do all this into his phone.
Yeah, and also he's got a name that I don't know if I'm pronouncing right, but it's like Zhenzing.
Okay.
But spelt in a way that doesn't make sense for how it sounds out.
But yeah, it doesn't make sense in phonetic English.
Yeah. So that was a whole new fun challenge. And then you had to put what your job role is and what like group you work for.
Okay.
Which I ended up just writing it down for him because he was struggling.
That's fair.
Yeah. So that was the first part of that. I'll admit.
So you're off to a bad start.
I am. I really am.
At this point, have the managers like looked over and gone, "What's Liam doing?"
No, not yet.
Okay. Does that happen? Oh, good. Carry on.
Here's the thing that I didn't realise.
Yep.
This picture would be so important to the whole workshop.
Oh, really?
Mm.
This is an essential thing that you've just done, and you've spent 10 seconds.
So the way the workshop works is you'll have a task on like a table, and then you'll move to a different table with a different group of people, and the first thing you had to do every single time was show them the picture. So this poor bastard has had to spend 2 days, and we had to swap tables like 8 times, just going around and showing people this childlike drawing. It was terrible.
It's really bad.
Yeah. So obviously the first task is he has to show all of the managers this like bullshit drawing that I've done while I'm just sat there like a pleb.
I love how immediately this has gone wrong. You did you made such a bold decision to go to that table. And it's just immediately all gone wrong.
Yeah. So okay.
Oh fuck, that's so good.
Yeah. Oh. So that was awkward. Now I skipped ahead a little bit, I'll be honest. Before you had to show everyone the picture that you'd drawn,
yep,
you had to write down some things. And the way it was pitched was just write this down next to your picture. Don't stress too much about it. Don't spend too much time thinking about it. Just write down. The first thing that you had to write down was your personal value.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
No, that's... Yeah.
So what would you write down in that situation? I'm curious.
I mean, to be honest with you, Liam, I'd probably just write I'm transgender on the page, and then anytime anyone asked about it, I'd go, look at that. And then they'd go, oh, right. And I go, yeah, can't really criticise me, can you? You prick.
No, that is a bit of a get out, though, isn't it? It was almost like a cheat.
Almost, it's like a little cheat code, Liam, some would say.
Yeah.
You enter I am transgender.
Yeah.
And everything goes up a level of different... Anyway, no, I don't know. I'd put like... my personal values are learning more skills, constantly improving, and just being as helpful as I can to management.
That's quite good.
Thank you.
And I see what you've done there. You've been quite smart.
Yeah.
So, a couple of examples.
Did you put films?
No, but a couple of examples of what other people put. One would put like, my personal value is justice. I'm very much into like treating other people fairly, and
that's a good one.
Yeah, and another one was like working together to create a better product for example.
Also good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a little bit too...
That's what,
you've
like...
got to try and... But you've got to try and hide it a little bit.
No, but that's...
Okay,
the
game.
To be fair, this is what the manager's manager guy put. So the most senior role in the room put that.
I mean, he can write whatever he wants.
Exactly.
No one's
Liam comes along.
criticise that.
And just writes... Because I was it doesn't really matter, does it? No one's going to see it. So
yeah, of course, right. This is the picture that you have to show everyone for 2 days. Yep.
Yeah. But obviously people can't read this. I deliberately wrote, but I wrote, all work and no play makes Liam a dull boy.
Such a bad decision, Liam.
Yeah, terrible. But I was like, struggling, and they were like, we'll give you a minute, and the minute ran out, and I panicked. And essentially what I was trying to get at, and I kind of, by the end of the second day, I'd learnt, don't say that, because it wasn't going down well. So I was just like, I like to try and bring fun with the work that I do. Which is essentially what I was getting at.
That's a better way of saying it. Yeah, but no, that's not what all work and no play means.
I know.
That just means you don't like doing work. And you like having fun.
Yeah. Then you had to... Right, hang on, let me just think about this. What I didn't realise. So you've done the drawing, yep, fine. Written down the personal value. At this point, I still did not know and was blissfully unaware that we'd be sharing any of this.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Turns
and so
out,
far you've batted 0. Mm-hmm. This is 2 strikes.
Yep. So first thing you have to do is show the picture. So I've got quite a good picture really that I'm showing here because it's what the other guy drew of me. Job. Personal value, obviously I had to go and tell every single person I met that, and it did take probably about 5 different sessions before I was like, I need to tweak this a little bit.
Yeah,
it just doesn't sound good. Next one, energy sources. Where do you get your energy from? What do you enjoy doing?
Yeah, so for this you put something like... I mean, you could lie completely and just say, I'm an extrovert, I really take my energy from working with other people and,
but again, didn't think I'd be sharing it, did I? So why would I lie?
No, you didn't. So did you put blood?
No, I wrote...
and then draw little fangs.
I wrote TV, cinema, games...
Bad.
Gym...
So bad.
Time with friends.
Bad. You get energy from the gym. That just people. So already people are like, he's answered this wrong, and then you say gym, and they're like, and also he doesn't understand how gyms work.
And I put time with friends, and then I put comics, and I thought, if anyone does just look over my shoulder, that's a bit lowbrow. So I put /reading, which then I had to read out to everyone. This
is honestly what you've done here is like my nightmare. I would have left.
Oh,
that's not even a joke. I'd have gone.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah, I'd have. The first time I sat down and they went, right now you've got to show them the picture and read these out. I'd have stood up. I'd have gone, I need to take a poo. And I'd have just never come back.
So some examples that other people gave. One person that I respect was like, look, I get my energy source from being alone. Lots of people put family. Lots of people put kids.
Yeah.
This guy was like, I have family and kids. But where I get my energy source from is just switching off from the world and just being alone.
Is not having them around me.
Yeah, and I was like, fair play.
Yeah, introvert. He went for the introvert.
Exactly. Yeah. So many people put family and kids. At one point I was like, should I have put family? Like, that seems to be...
You should have put my family and kids.
Yeah. Next was a little section called Mind Share. And the way this was pitched...
Okay.
What's worrying you? What's on your mind? When you were driving into the office or into this like hotel that we were staying at, what were you thinking about this morning? And one of the examples they gave was traffic. Like maybe traffic was bad.
Oh, okay. Well, they gave that example because I was going to play the game there and go for a lame one. But if they said traffic,
so what would you have said?
Traffic.
But what else?
I mean, if I was playing the game, I'd go for the like. I worry that I'm, Oh, see, I'd be tempted to put like, I'm worried that I'm not achieving the goals I'm setting out for myself.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm worried that I'm not achieving the goals I'm setting out for myself because I'm setting my goals too high.
Okay.
And maybe I need to just take a chill pill on the work.
So that's if you're playing the game. What if you were like, I don't have to read this out to anyone?
Donald Trump, North Korea, the impeding threat of nuclear war.
So the first thing I wrote down.
Yep.
Traffic.
Yep.
Because I was like,
good answer.
I don't know what I'm worried about. Generally, one, I didn't really want to put, slowly going blind because I thought, ooh.
You should have though, because that's like me playing the I'm transgender card. You got down to that point and they'd have gone, oh.
Yeah, but I was just like, I don't want that. I don't want to be just looking at that on this sheet if I have to like look at this sheet at all. So I was like, nah.
It's like everyone just check the sheet again. Everyone have a little look at the sheet. And you'd be like,
in hindsight, it's one of the things that I did do well because imagine if I'd had to read that out to every single group in the room.
I'm
It would have been a nightmare.
Blind. Sorry, what? You said you got your energy from the gym. What's going on with your eyes? And you're like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Here's the
I did put gym/fitness because at the time
things you're worried about.
Yeah, well, we just got back from Dubrovnik. Even now I'm still struggling getting back into the gym routine. I'm going on average once a week, which is not good. Also, like my personal trainer was leaving, so I've got. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing we need to talk about. Okay. This catching up was going to be long. I'm sorry.
We're already at 20 minutes, and we've only done one thing, and we've not even finished it yet.
The other thing that was on my mind is so this was 4 weeks after my first wax, and I was about to go for my second one.
Yeah.
Now,
Liam.
so I just wrote down wax. Right?
Okay.
Because here's what was on my mind about it specifically. My back has been like sort of scarred from the first one.
Right. Okay.
I don't know what's gone wrong. And even when I went back the second time, they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there," and they were like, "I'm not going to do that area again." Kat did some research on the internet and has since found out it's quite common. So we're going to try a different waxing place next and see if they can advise anything. Like I'm putting oil and stuff on it to try and make the scarring go down.
Yeah.
Because like when it first happened, like on my stomach as well, it sort of scarred a little bit, but it went down really quickly.
Yeah, I remember seeing the patch.
Yeah. Like my back is still scarred from it.
Like that.
Yeah. So that was on my mind. So I wrote it down, then had to read it out to all the management.
Yeah.
But I modified it. I tweaked it.
So yeah, that's the thing. I'm desperately trying to think of how you could tweak that, and the only thing I can think is earwax, and then just say you've got an ear problem.
No. Instead of being like, oh yeah, so my back is all scarred and fucked, and everyone just looked at me like I was weird, I told a little white lie.
Yeah?
I said I was going for my first wax, and it was on my mind, and I was worried.
That's not better. That's not better. That's just you've not helped at all.
So the manager's manager, like the most senior guy in the room, obviously I said this out loud to the table.
Were you first? Did you not understand by this point what was happening?
No, because you had to write down all of these things before you read them out. So it wasn't like you wrote one down and then read it out.
So then what you do, Liam, is you go like this. The moment someone else starts reading theirs out...
No, I went first.
Like, oh, fuck. You were first.
Yeah, because again, I was like, I just want to get this out of the way.
See, because that's... Oh, God, you just made so many bad decisions
because
this day.
All of the managers looked at the Asian guy, and then they looked at me, and they were like, well, Liam, you go first. And I was like, okay. No. And then I was just like, and as it happened, I was just like, this is gradually getting worse. So I was like, I'm going for my first wax. One manager was immediately like, why? And I was like, well, I had to just like start embellishing. So I was like, well, I went on holiday recently.
Why did he ask why?
Yeah, I was like, I went on holiday recently. I was really self-conscious about the amount of hair there was, so I wanted to fix it.
Yeah.
And then the manager's manager, the senior guy in the room, was like, to be fair, if I was going for my first wax, that would be on my mind and I'd be worried about it too. But the thing is...
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But I then had to go round this, like, for 2 days, every single time I was going to a different group.
Why didn't you change them?
I didn't. Because there's a thing that happened.
Why didn't you?
There's a thing that happened.
Okay, keep going.
It became known, shall we say.
Yeah, right. So you couldn't change it because it would spread like gossip. You became that person.
To the point where on the last group, someone went, I've so been looking forward to this because I know that you're the guy that put wax, didn't you?
Oh, Liam. Oh, I'm in pain from this story because it's so bad and horrible that this happened to you.
Yeah.
But it's also your own fault.
This is the problem. I have no one to blame.
No.
It was 8:30 in the morning. By this point, it was probably like 9. I wasn't, like...
No.
Thinking.
You weren't.
If I could do it all again, I'd be like, right, just in case you have to read it out...
Yeah.
Don't put wax.
Don't put a lot of the stuff you put. Draw a better picture.
This is the thing, because now, right, imagine how I've now looked to this entire, 40-odd people, where every single group, we would have to have the same conversation of, why are you going for a wax? Blah, blah, blah. There was a few women there, and they were like, oh, yeah, well, we do it. It's nothing to worry about. It's not too painful.
Yeah, so because you've done the white lie, you're getting sympathy for something that's not even true, because you've already had the waxing.
Yeah, there was an Italian guy there who was like, I get totally waxed, full body wax. It's like, it hurts on your legs, but if you just stick to, from the waist up, it's fine. It's like, some people were asking, anything more? Are you getting waxed? Is it like, where are you getting waxed? Yep.
Right.
People were like, oh, are we going...
I mean, you're lucky that no one said... Because surely they'd be, when you were like, oh, I felt a bit self-conscious because of my body hair, you're lucky no one went, oh, can I see how hairy you are if you don't mind?
Yes.
Because that would have been... You'd have just had to be like, no, you can't.
Exactly. Because it has, like, it had grown back in that space. It grows back quite quickly for me. And
but
in a
not
month,
enough to be like...
Oh, not enough to be like, that's a concern. No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Jeez.
So that was lucky. But equally, you can't ask that in a work
no,
thing.
But you can't.
So,
and that would have been weird.
But it was awful. Absolutely awful.
I just had the thought, Liam, that gave me even more pain, which was when you were saying, imagine having to have that conversation again. My like, the thing that made me cringe the most was imagining you reading all this out, and as you're reading it, you're like, oh, fuck, I've got to read all this out.
Yeah.
Clearly I've not done it right, whatever.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine it felt worse when the second person went, and theirs were just good.
Yeah.
Because that's, at least you could be like, well, maybe everyone's misunderstood. Maybe everyone's going to have a little thing they put on there, they haven't thought it through, everyone's put something stupid. And the moment someone reads out a perfect one to you, and you're just like, yeah, that is what I was meant to write.
Yeah. Like, honestly, some examples of what other people would have put. One person put their son turned 19 and hasn't moved out the house yet, and they don't know how to encourage them, like, in a supportive way to... That's a
good one.
Yeah.
That's something that you should worry about.
Yeah. One of the people was like, oh, well, I'm one of the managers that has to do these workshops all over the world for the next, like, month, so I'm worried about spending so much time away from my family.
Oh, God. Wow, that's good.
Yeah. And then now I'm there, like, oh, I'm going for my first wax on the weekend. And I had to, like, there's people like, well, what were you worried about? And I was like, oh, well, I've got to lie more. So, well, I don't know what pain to expect.
I don't know if it'll permanently scar my back.
Yeah. It was awful. So then we had to also do, like, strengths and communication style, which I won't go into. I didn't do those quite as bad. Like, for strengths...
You sort of... Yeah.
For strengths, I kind of started figuring it out and started waking up and was like, oh, well, I'm a project manager, so I should probably put organisation. Yeah. I mean, it clearly isn't, but...
No, understanding tasks and goals.
Yeah. And yeah, communication style, I just put friendly. I put friendly. I put quiet and calm, and then I also put it's situation and person dependent, because if I get on really well with someone, I'm not so quiet.
Got you, yeah.
But honestly, it was an excruciating 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like I said, I genuinely would have left. I think, honestly, the moment they had said, you now need to read these out, that I would have just left. I've nearly done it before from work things, where, like, I'm so terrified of doing... I can't do presentations and shit.
Yeah.
We did a developer workshop once where we had to have coded this example thing.
Yeah.
And it was geared towards something that I don't understand. There was literally this whole thing. Doesn't affect anything we would do as devs in our team.
Yeah. It
was totally geared towards the other team of devs. And at the end, I had nothing. And I said to Dan, I went, I'm just going to leave. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, Dan, I've got nothing. I've literally got nothing to show.
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk out and not come back. And then he was like, no, stay. So I literally had to stand up and go, this is the idea I had. I couldn't build it in time. I don't understand the product and I don't have to use it.
Yeah.
And then sat back down. It was like, what a waste of my time. And I hate this so much.
That doesn't sound good.
So I've been there, Liam.
Yeah.
Not as bad as yours. Yours is definitely worse.
I mean, I'm never getting a promotion in this job.
No, you're now the wax guy.
Yeah.
So people are going to ask you how it went.
Yeah, I know. The Christmas party, where I'm going to see most of these people again, is just constantly going to be, like, answering questions about waxing. So...
Yeah, it might work to your benefit, because it's the wrong answers for management, but it might be a funny enough story that you just become sort of popular.
Yeah,
not popular, but like
known.
If you play up to it, not play up to it, but at the Christmas party, if you're just like, yep, I did that, what a silly mistake, I reckon everyone will be like, wax guy's hilarious.
Exactly, and it's not even like you'll be popular, it's just, when you've got that many people, it's easy to just become like another face in the crowd.
Yeah, you'll stand out.
Most people now know who I am.
Who can we promote? Who can we possibly promote to this role?
We need a smooth person.
We need someone who can slip into all those tight places.
Yeah, and
with his hairless body.
To be fair, at the end of the 2 days, management had to go around and do a little talk about what they've learned from the whole experience. And one of the lady managers was like, I've had a really good time talking to people about things I wouldn't normally get to talk to them about in a work environment, such as waxing.
And did everyone laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually realised what I think one of my strengths is from this whole...
You're the laughing stock.
From this whole awkward situation, I think one of my strengths is I'm quite good in uncomfortable situations at sort of helping other people feel more comfortable. But by throwing myself under the bus, essentially.
Yeah, you're the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that is a strength, but I'm trying...
when you go to your next one, in a couple of years...
I'm just trying so desperately to put a positive spin on this.
Yeah, because it's maybe one of the worst things I've ever heard. Like, it's horrible. I genuinely... usually I will quite happily jump on board taking the mick out of you, Liam, but I genuinely feel bad for you. I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Not like now, but like picturing the Liam in that moment.
Yeah.
I just feel awful. It's horrible.
It was honestly. Yeah. Like that first morning when within like the first morning you had to go and present to 3 different groups already. Yeah. I was just like, this is not going how I thought it would.
It's all gone wrong.
I was like, look at my post-it note. What's gone on? This is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd forgotten the post-it note. You should have gone up at the end and just written on it, I was so wrong.
Yeah. And then, okay. I'm going to be a bit naughty here.
Okay.
There's a thing that happens in this communication and culture workshop that we were told it's like Fight Club. Don't tell anyone about it because they didn't want anyone in our like organisation to know because if you know, you can ruin it.
Okay.
However,
do you think people from your organisation listen to this podcast?
No, but so we had an external company come and run this course.
Oh, so if anyone goes, hey, listeners, if you're going on a cultural
and communication workshop,
communication and cultural workshop,
that I
if
could
the
give
first
you,
thing they get you to do is write on a post-it note, Liam's about to help you break the game.
I can honestly give you a clue that's going to actually ruin it for pretty much
it's
everyone
already,
there. And now I've had such a horrible experience. That's why I'm.
Yeah, you're saving other people.
So, at the end of the first day, there's a task.
Okay.
You're splitting... So, you're in your little group, and there's probably like 7 or 8 groups in this room.
Yeah.
Each group has to nominate a person. Coincidentally, every single group that had a project manager on them had the project manager nominated because they were meant to like lead the group. And
okay, was this coincidence?
Yeah, just every single group had to decide who in that group, and every single one picked the project manager to go and do it.
Right.
Because their logic was just, well... this is kind of your job, so go...
Yeah, you're a fucking PM.
Go represent our group. So, you get taken away to a different room, you get sat down with one of the people that runs the workshop, and they're like, right, I'm the CEO of a big company, it's a plane company, we want you to go and design a new prototype for planes. We want you to go back to your group, you've got 90 minutes, you can use whatever's in the room, nothing else. A project manager isn't allowed to touch anything. And at the end, we're going to have a competition and see which one can go the furthest unaided.
Okay.
So, in that situation, again, how would you have responded?
Get a bit of paper, tell my group, get a bit of paper and make a paper airplane.
Yeah, that's smart. It's essentially what I did. I went back, I gave them the brief, I went, anyone got any ideas? They started faffing around with cardboard and stuff. I went, look, let's make this easy. There was like big A3 like post-it boards and stuff. So it's like, just rip off one of the A3 bits of paper, make a fucking massive plane, and then what they ended up doing, which worked quite well, was using cardboard to sort of like strengthen it.
Yeah.
We did a test. It went really well. We had to go and fly them outside. We didn't factor that in. It was windy and rainy and horrible.
Yeah, right. Paper plane. Not great in the wind or rain.
No, but inside it worked like an absolute dream. I was actually quite proud of my group.
Did you say that to them?
Yeah. Another thing you were being marked on was how it looked. So I put one of the guys who had nothing to do, put him on branding. He designed a little logo, cut it out. We stuck it to the side of the plane. We won best looking plane.
Quite proud of that. Just the fanciest, Liam. Yeah. Liam was did a very fancy pose when he said that, listeners.
Brilliant. Here's how you ruin it.
Yeah. They've hidden a glider somewhere in the room.
No.
Okay.
The way it's worded, like using things like competition and all this sort of stuff, means everyone is trying to one up the other groups, right?
Yeah.
But think of it in a work setting. The CEO has said to 5 people below them, I want you to develop a prototype.
You're meant to all work together.
Yeah. But
got you.
You're put in like a highly pressurized situation with a time limit. Everyone immediately kicks into competing. They've said they've run this like hundreds of times. No one has ever figured it out that you're actually all meant to work together.
Yeah.
So
I mean, also, if they're phrasing it like a competition, then fuck working together.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, listeners, if you're listening to this, it sounds like it's way more fun to just build a plane.
That's
that.
That's what happened at the end.
And then at the end, go, I knew that all along. Or wait for all the other PMs to leave the room and just go up to the people and go, we're all meant to work together. And I fucking refuse, and then leave.
Here's the thing, at the end, right? They put all of the like leads in front of the room. They went, so why didn't you work together? And I went, I just thought it'd be more fun.
Yeah, correct answer.
Yeah, but
I mean, wrong answer, but correct answer.
Yeah, exactly. One of the guys on my team proper kicked off about it and was like, honestly, yelling at the people that were running this course, being like, if I was in his position, I'd have done the exact same thing. This is stupid. You've written in the rules, it's a competition. He was getting irate. It was hilarious. But it was just bullshit like that for 2 days.
Yeah. All that stuff is.
Yeah. I honestly don't think I learned anything apart from one of the guys that helps run it was a psychologist, and they talk about the brain and how it reacts when it's like making decisions and being put under pressure and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like
the part of your brain that's good at sort of being smart shrinks when you're when you're under pressure and all this bullshit.
I don't think that's right, but okay.
I don't know, that's what some psychologist guy was saying.
Yeah.
Just awful.
Okay, right, that was what you learned. Just some weird shit.
I just learned, one, if work people were ever in the same room as you, never write down on a bit of paper wax.
I mean, don't write down a lot of the stuff you wrote down there, but wax is very...
If you're given 5 minutes as a drawing task, spend those 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So this all happened a month ago, and I've just been waiting for so long to tell you about
holy shit. Well, I'm glad you told us, because that's
awful, right?
A good story in a horrible way.
Absolutely awful. I've got one other thing we're catching up with, which I'll try and make quick. Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, my personal trainer has left now, the one that I got on sort of well with, but like we just struggled with the small talk.
Yeah.
But I liked her. She was cool. She indulged me with my Zac Efron stuff, and she'd sort of, play along. So I went and had a session with this other guy. The session went well. I enjoyed it, but he talks like quite fast, and when you're working out, it's hard to listen as you're working out. And he also does this thing where, because he talks quite fast, he'll ask you a question, but then to give an example, he'll be like, oh, so you like going to the cinema, what was the last film you saw? Right, so we're now going to do this exercise, and here's what you need to do. And I'm like, right, do you want an answer to the question you just asked me, or am I meant to be paying attention? So I enjoyed the session but wasn't sure. So there's a new girl that started. I was like, I'll give her a go. She looked a bit dorky. I was like, maybe we could gel.
Because she looked dorky. You're such a judgmental dickhead.
I know. So session, she was like, what are your goals? I was like, to look like Zac Efron, but not like Baywatch Zac Efron, but like Bad Neighbour Zac Efron. And she just looked at me like I'd just basically spoken in an alien language. And I was like, this ain't going to go well. I was sick at the end of the session. I made it to the bathroom in time.
Weren't you sick the first time you did it with the other girl as well?
Nearly.
Oh, okay,
I didn't actually throw up. I had to go, but it was just dry heaving. This one was actual, like, expelling of, I don't know, whatever was in me.
Maybe you should just stop this fitness thing, Liam. It doesn't sound like it's working for you.
Yeah, I went with the guy that speaks fast because he didn't make me throw up.
That's a good decision, not the one that made you vomit everywhere.
Yeah. I haven't seen her since, but like I said, I've only been going once a week. So that's been my life. What have you been up to?
I went to Portugal for a holiday, Liam.
That sounds so much better.
It was better. I didn't feel embarrassed. It was all
Were you
very
sick
relaxing.
at any point?
No.
Damn.
I think the worst I got was a little bit of sunburn.
Was it in the shape of a dick, like mine?
Nope, just normal sunburn.
Well, look at Ellie just living her best life.
Look at Ellie's just sort of not managing to fuck it up as bad as Liam does repeatedly. I don't understand your life. I don't know how all this shit happens to you.
I don't. The only good thing is we have it all on record with this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I've obviously... Yeah, I've been going back and listening to the older ones while I've been putting them onto YouTube. And it's quite fun to be like, oh, that's where we started this whole wiping thing. And just like, it's quite fun seeing it all just snowball.
Happen again.
Yeah, to this point I'm at now, I just don't know what's going on with my life anymore.
No, it is weird. It does feel like your life has gotten more and more awkward and weird as you've gone on.
Yeah, I kind of thought, because we started this when I was, 27, 28?
You're so young.
I just thought by now I'd have grown out of it.
No, you're just old and also awkward.
It's getting worse.
is.
It's not deliberate. At no point am I like, this is going to make great content for the podcast. That normally happens like 2 days after, once the shame has subsided.
Yeah, once you've sort of recovered. Once you've stopped lying on the shower floor crying, you go, oh, it's a good story.
Yeah. So tell me more about Portugal.
I don't know, it was, we just went out it was an all-inclusive holiday. So, sort of chilled out, didn't have to worry about going and booking places. Just, the first day we got there, we travelled. Yeah, no, it was. It wasn't like amazing, but it was good.
Okay.
And there was a lot of it. There were 3 restaurants that were all literally next to each other, like these little buildings.
Yeah.
And then when you were at a meal, you could just go into the other ones, get food off their buffet, come back to your one.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
So you had like tons of choice every meal. There was loads to choose from, which is what you want.
Were there other restaurants nearby that you could go to if you wanted to?
Probably, but we didn't really look.
Oh, okay.
Because there was so much choice, we just sort of had all our meals there at the hotel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was... So the first day we got there, there was, like, literally, the way it worked was they gave you a little sheet that was like, here's all the times for the restaurants.
Yeah.
So it was like, not all 3 would be open. They were all open for dinner.
Yeah.
But then throughout the day, some would close and whatever, while they're getting ready. But you could eat from about 5 or 6 a.m. till...
Yeah.
Half an hour before midnight.
Just by moving to different restaurants.
Yeah. There would always be one open doing something.
That makes sense though, when you think like busy hotel.
Yeah. And the first day we got there, we ate all 6 of their like meals on their menu that were like, breakfast, morning brunch, lunch, snack, dinner, midnight snack. The midnight snack, interestingly, was served from 10:30 till 11:30.
Oh, okay. They don't really understand how midnight works, do they?
No, they don't. It was a bit of an interesting one, that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we were going to go kayaking in the sea.
Anyone who listened to, was it last episode where we discussed that?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll know how well that went when I tried that with Kat.
Yeah, so I was like, me, Tom, and Frankie were like, oh, they were like, oh, we want to do sea kayaking,
and you were like, I want to do it better
for the podcast. I'll do sea kayaking, then I can come back and be like, Liam, what were you talking about?
Yeah.
How easy is that?
No, but the thing is, you'd have to do sea kayaking with Kat. That's the thing where you'd be like, oh yeah, Liam has a point.
Well, I think with Tom and Frankie, I'd probably be the cat in that situation where I'm just like, I can't be arsed doing this.
Yes, you would.
I'd have just paddled around in the shallow bit of the sea and then got out and gone and had an ice cream or something.
Yeah.
But they told us the sea was too rough.
Oh.
It was a little bit rough, but sure.
So probably like what we had, because we had like waves and stuff. Like it was a bit choppy, but it wasn't like...
the waves were quite big. I will admit the waves were fairly big, but
how big
I'm
are we
sure
talking?
I could have kayaked through it.
How big are we talking?
Pretty big.
Oh, was it actually choppy then?
Oh, yeah. It probably wasn't safe to go out in a kayak.
Okay, yeah, that's not good.
No. But,
well, almost. You almost had a good story for the podcast.
I almost had a good story.
Yeah.
Did anything interesting happen in Portugal?
I mean, I literally spent 40 minutes talking about a 2-day experience.
And I was away for 7 days.
And you've spent all of about 5 minutes discussing that.
And I'm nearly done. I got to play a fun game.
Okay.
Which I've invented. It works if you're transgender. It works quite well. It works if you're maybe say interesting looking and people like to look at you.
Right.
In sort of confusion. And the game is called Find the People That Are Doing That and Stare at Them Until They're Awkward. Because people there was a couple of people that went down for a meal in a dress and someone was sitting there just staring at me. I saw a couple of people at one point sort of chuckling to each other and pointing over at me. So I went, cool, we're going to play a fun game when you walk past me. And I literally just sat there looking at someone on my table. As they're walking past, I timed it perfectly. But I just went, boom, as she turned to look at me. And she just went, and I was like, yeah, that's fucking right.
You might want to use your words to describe what happened there for anyone listening. Because you did a very good visual.
I did for listeners, if you had a video, you'd have got that. I looked away. I waited till she had walked around and turned her head to face me, and I did a quick sharp turn of the head, locked eyes with her, and then she looked very awkward and sort of jumped and ran away.
Oh, that's one way of dealing with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that a lot out there, though?
Well, the hotel was mainly like people on a holiday, so like half British.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, was it or was it a noticeable?
There were a lot of English people there. There were some German people, a couple of Spanish people, and then.
But the people that like were paying the most attention, was it obvious where they were from, or
no?
Not
It was
really?
it was a mix.
Yeah,
it was a mix.
Okay.
Some British people, some Portuguese people.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell who the German people were, so probably some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, all in all, not many people did it. It was just a few.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't mind if people sort of have a second glance where they're like, oh. It's when people are staring and laughing that I'm like, oh, I'm going to make you feel awkward. You dick.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fun holiday.
It was less awkward than yours, which is an achievement.
Yeah, I guess so.
It means I did good.
Any other highlights from it?
No. Anyone that follows me on... Oh, no, I don't think anyone follows me on Instagram, really, but...
I don't.
I posted a shit ton of stuff on there. Mainly me lying next to a pool.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should get Instagram and follow you so I can be like, oh, look, I'm there too.
Yeah. You would have felt like it, Liam.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pool time.
But
I did one day... One day they did have... one of the restaurants had... Like, I was trying to do a thing where I eat fish every day. Have a different fish every day, because I like seafood.
Yeah.
I like trying new and interesting fish that I might not have eaten before.
Yeah.
So one day, we went to the little grill place, and they had a little, like, metal container thing that they were keeping all the grilled shit in.
Yeah.
And it said cuttlefish on it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's, kind of like a squiddy little animal.
Yeah.
Do you know what a cuttlefish is, Liam? Yeah, with the hard shell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll have some of that. I'm sure it'll all be, nicely prepared. Just a whole cuttlefish. They just get a whole cuttlefish and they just cook that bad boy right up. So I took it back to my table, Liam. I went to everyone. This is disgusting. I don't know what to do with it. So I googled how do you eat it, and everywhere I could see said that when you're preparing the cuttlefish, you do a lot of stuff, so it's not just a cuttlefish.
Right.
So I just went, I don't really want to do a shit ton of work to eat this.
Yeah.
So I'll just get them to take it away.
It's like lobster. I want to try lobster, but I don't know how you eat it. So I'm always put off of ordering it.
I think lobster's quite easy because you just
you have to
break
smash
into
it
the
and
shell,
stuff, don't you? It seems like a lot
do,
of admin.
Yeah. I think it's just like inside the shell is meat. The cuttlefish was like they were talking about removing a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That you shouldn't eat, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
No, that's fair. Did you do any like trips? Like, did you get to see Portugal, or did you literally just spend the whole time in a hotel?
We went to a zoo that I'd been to before when we last went to Portugal.
Okay.
So we went back there, saw some penguins and lots of other animals. It's quite a good zoo. Can't remember what it's called. The guys went to a water park one day.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I can't be asked to do that, so I'm going to stay at the hotel and read and chill out.
Yeah.
And then, did a couple of walks down to the beach, sort of had a little wander around Portugal, did one day where we just went and explored.
Yeah.
It was all just very relaxing holiday. That's the problem with an all-inclusive, like, relaxed holiday.
Yeah.
You don't come back with a load of stories like, Portugal's amazing, here's all this cool stuff we did. Because we went out there to relax, and we're like, we'd get up, go to the pool, get breakfast, come back to the pool, and then just sort of...
To be fair, like, when we went to Dubrovnik, it was to relax, but we still did something we had one, like, hotel day where we were let's just swim in the pool and chill out.
Yeah, no, see, there's a difference, Liam. There's a holiday to relax, which is all holidays. You don't go on stress holidays.
Well, no, skiing is not really a relaxing holiday.
Well, I've never been skiing, so I can't account for that. But
it's like a workout every day.
This was a holiday specifically just to relax.
Yeah.
So, like, having a day on, day off isn't... Yeah, you could.
But like, so for example, we wouldn't set an alarm necessarily. We go, okay, so today we're going to go and explore, I don't know, the city or whatever. Get up whenever, get the bus in, spend a couple of hours there, have some food, whatever, come back, go out for a nice restaurant meal, come back to the hotel bar, have a few drinks, and that's your day done. It's still chilled and relaxing.
But we were also all-inclusive. So when you're in all-inclusive, you don't want to be going out and buying lunch or whatever, because then you're sort of like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
in the all-inclusive bit.
Yeah, I get that.
I think that's the main thing, is a lot of the time you're like, we'd go and do stuff, but it'd be like, I kind of want to be back in time for dinner.
Yeah, fair enough.
We drank a lot. There was a weird guy who I say is weird. I really liked him. He was a bartender they had there. Yeah. And every day at the hotel, like, to be fair to them, they're all inclusive because usually, it can be a bit selective with what you can have alcohol-wise.
Yeah,
like, they'll be like, oh yeah, the cheap beer is free, but you can't have this shit.
Yeah.
To be fair to them, a lot of their shit was still just free.
Oh, that's good.
So every day they did a cocktail of the day.
Yeah.
And I found out about halfway through the week that this specific bartender, was the guy that was inventing them.
Okay.
Which is, I was like, dude, you're like my hero. Give me more alcohol. But what he would do is you would turn up at his little hut thing.
Yeah.
Where he was doing the drinks. And you'd go, I'll give you an example. Me and Frankie, we walk up together. And I said, like, oh, I'll have this thing called a Dracula's Blood, which was vodka and red slush.
Yeah.
Just a simple drink. And he went, yep. It makes that. And then Frankie went, oh, okay, yeah, I'll have Malibu Sunset, which was a drink she was having that she enjoyed.
Okay.
And the guy went, no. And she went, right, what? And he went, no, you're not having that. I'll make you, what do you like? I'll make you this. And Frankie went, I'll make you this thing. And it's got whatever and coffee liqueur. And Frankie went, oh, I don't like coffee.
Yeah.
And he went, well, I'll make it. Then you try it and we'll see.
Yeah.
So he hadn't made my drink yet. He made Frankie this drink that she didn't like, obviously. So I went, it's fine, I'll try it. I had some. I was like, yeah, I'll have that. That's cool. I don't mind. I'll drink that.
Yeah.
Then he made Frankie another cocktail that she didn't like.
Yeah.
And she was just going, please just... At this point, there's a queue behind us of other people wanting drinks.
Yeah.
One of them is just laughing, being like, I don't know what's happening. Yeah. And then, like, as we were leaving with 3 different drinks that no one wanted, he was just... The guy behind us was like, that's amazing. What is this guy doing? And he did it for the rest of the holiday.
So you just go there and he'd be like, I'm going to make you whatever I want to make you, basically.
Yes. And it was the best thing ever. I loved it. It was so annoying, but also the best. Because you'd be like... You'd come back and be like...
It's like drink roulette.
Yeah, it literally is. He just makes you whatever the fuck he wants and you drink it.
Fair enough. Okay. Did everyone that you went with have a good time?
Yeah. Everyone seemed to enjoy it.
That's
all good.
I noticed me and Kat didn't get an invite, but that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, move closer like you might be. And,
if all goes to plan.
Then we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
You need to make friends with all of my friendship group first that go on the
holiday. That's not going to work, is it? They'll go...
Well, obviously
they'll go, what's on your mind? And I'll go, waxing.
Randomly on a...
I can't meet new people anymore. It breaks me.
We just won't do fucking icebreaker games.
How am I going to get to know them? You see this impasse I'm at?
Yeah, let me draw you for... I've got 5 minutes to draw a portrait of you. Done.
Done. Do I get points for getting it done quick? I was the first one to finish.
I'm worried about waxing.
All work and no play.
Oh my god.
So that was catching up with.
Yeah,